Hey everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today we are going to be exploring mark making in our drawings and paintings and how creating different marks can add a sense of energy to your artwork. It can change the whole mood of what you're trying to create. It can help you add depth and texture to your art. So if you're looking for a way to loosen up in your art or a way to start a painting or add some depth and texture, energy or mood, this is the perfect video for you. So we are going to jump in and explore different tools and ways to create marks in our artwork, and I hope you join me. The first mark making exercise we're going to do is just a paintbrush. I do like long paintbrushes because it helps you stay loose with your drawing or painting. The first exercise is mark making with asemic writing. It's a great way to start a drawing or painting. So I just have a little bit of ink and I'm dipping my paintbrush into it. And asemic writing is almost like abstract handwriting. It doesn't mean anything. You're not actually writing anything. You're just doing those sort of loops. Now you can write something if you want, but this is just a nice way to add some marks to your artwork. You can also add it at the end of your artwork or your drawing, it doesn't matter. You can use a pen or a marker, right? I really enjoy starting a painting like this, or if I'm drawing something and I want to add some details to it, I can add a little bit of asemic writing within. Another very simple mark making exercise is getting a really old, I like an old paintbrush for this, and I just grab a little bit of paint and I'm just almost scribbling on it. But you're adding depth as you continue on with your painting. And sometimes I like to add it in different places to bring a painting together. If I'm adding it up here, I kind of like to add it down here as well. Now, once you've done this, you might be wondering what you can do next. Another thing I like to do is once it dries, you can circle your little marks or just add little lines next to it, or you can color certain things in that you feel like, oh, I really want to color or shade that in. And another great way to add some marks to your painting is you can get some transparency paper, or you can even use saran wrap. And all I'm going to do is add some dabs of paint to this transparency paper. So I put the transparency paper on the table and I'm just going to add little dabs of paint to it, like this, smear it around a little bit. This works well with saran wrap, or you could use wax paper, but now I'm just going to place it onto my painting. And it creates some fun marks. And it's a great way too if you want to add a pattern. But I like just sort of the messiness of it. And I just found this transparency paper at the thrift store. And so I thought, oh, this is a great way. I actually use it as a palette or to decide where I want to put more marks. Like once you've added some marks, you can just play around and see if you want to add more. I actually kind of like it down there, so I'm going to add a bit more. And it just adds a nice unexpected touch to your artwork. The next mark making tool you can use would be a credit card, an old credit card, or a paint scraper. And I just mixed some colors together on my transparency paper, and I'm going to pick it up. Again, you can use a credit card. I'm going to pick it up with my paint scraper, and now I'm just going to make some fun marks with it. And I kind of like how the dark pink kind of didn't mix up with it, and you can see it blending in. And yeah, don't be afraid to put it on top of what you already did. The whole point is to explore different marks and what you like and don't like. Now, one of the things that I have gotten from, I'm sure you could get this at any art store, is it's just letters. And so I can place it where I want. This is really just to get those creative juices flowing and add some layers and textures with a little bit of mark making with your painting. The next thing you can use to mark make is you can use graphite or a water soluble pencil. You can use a watercolor pencil, and just, I like to create some random marks. This is just a great way to explore different textures, different materials, different supplies. And now I'm just going to grab a paintbrush. I'll start with the watercolor pencil, and you can see how I added watercolor, and now it's just creating a really nice effect. Really like the way that looks. Another mark making tool I like are these little spongy tools. I have a whole bunch of different spongy tools. I like them all. And I think with this painting, sometimes I see a lot of color and then I think, oh, I want to add a little bit of white to it. So I'm just grabbing some white on the sponge, and you can either do dots or you can do what I'm going to do, which is kind of just spread it around a bit and block out anything that you want to block out. See how it works with the watercolor pencils. This is not about creating a masterpiece right now. This is really about exploring mark making and how that looks in your paintings and what you can create with it. What do you like? What don't you like? And you could keep this as a reference for paintings that you do later on. Oh, what did I like? What didn't I like? What worked well? What didn't work well? And another great tool for mark making is just your fingers and creating your own marks. So sometimes you can add your own marks and see how that looks. And now I just have a regular paintbrush and I put a little yellow on it, and I'm just, because I really liked that yellow, I'm seeing how that looks. And then again, adding it to my palette knife. This is the final, I guess you would say, abstract painting from the mark making, but it was really just an exploration of mark making and colors and seeing what you can create, adding layers and texture and different marks on your canvas or paper. I'd love to know how this went for you, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful day.